Get on your soapbox and tell us what you think. This is the SoapBox Talk Channel 104. Hello, I am back. We are back, I should say. So sorry. We had some, weird, this is the SoapBox Talk Channel Sunday morning part do or die. First of all, apparently one of my conservative friends came in and unplugged my mic last night. Because they knew I was going to get up on my soapbox today and I was going to talk about, Duck-Dynasty Gate. And they weren't too happy about it. So I don't know. I don't have really have any. I don't know who would it. You think Aunt Carol got in her car last night and might have driven up here and came in and unplugged the mic in the studio? Mm-hmm. I've launched a complete investigation. The reason being is somebody tried to mess with my First Amendment rights, freedom of speech.
I'm leading the investigation.
Oh, well, then I'm going to be guilty as charged, right, Marge? As usual. Anyway, we are tackling a number of topics today. We're starting over because we found out that we were not going through the air. And Robin...
We talked a little too much.
Yeah, we talked a little too much. And we lost Robin, so to speak. So we're starting over. And we hope that you'll listen to us because you couldn't hear me before. And it really ticks me off because I was on a roll. I know.
Yeah, you were.
I know you're probably not like real excited about that.
You got all of your anger out there.
I think Taylor worries about. Look, hey, I've been watching too much Rachel Maddow. I'm just saying.
Who?
Never mind. Exactly.
Who's Rachel Battle?
Maddow. M-A-D-D-O-W. Maddow.
Meadow?
Maddow. And Rachel Maddow. She gets Maddow, man. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Everybody thinks I'm such a liberal. She's a liberal talk show host on MSNBC. That sometimes even I think goes a little too far. But today
she's kind of hot.
Yeah, that's, and you two would get along because Rachel Maddow is also a lesbian, Marge, just like you.
I'm not a lesbian.
Well, you just said she's hot. I don't understand. I guess women can think other women, guys think when other women think other women are hot, that it's hot. So I guess maybe it's okay. But I just can't, the image of Marge Schott and Rachel Maddow together.
You think I'm hot?
Please don't get a crush on me, Marge. I know that's probably incredibly difficult to do. No, I'm just joking. Anyway. So, got your Christmas shopping done yet, Taylor? Did you get any of it done? No, you've not gotten any of your Christmas shopping done, and neither have I. Why?
Well,
because
I actually got something for my Secret Santa at work.
I'm a typical male procrastinator shopper. You what? What did you do? You bought something through your email, through your internet.
Wait, what?
What did you do?
I'm trying to blink the Spreaker.
You're trying to blink the Spreaker. What? Crank it up.
I'm trying to share this with my Facebook page.
Try to crank up your Spreaker. It's
so people will listen.
Yeah, crank up your Spreaker. Yeah, they're getting out of church right now. Would be the perfect time for them to tune in, because I'm gonna preach, but I won't preach like I did. I'll calm down a little bit. I will.
Yeah, we need to get Sneed's take on this because
I have been looking everywhere for my Duck-Dynasty toys. Somebody has done gone and hid them from me. I am not happy. I'm going to head out to Cracker Barrel and buy me some right now. That's what I'm saying.
They took all the stuff out of Cracker Barrel.
No, they took everything out of the Cracker Barrel, including Edith, my favorite waitress. Is she not in there no more either? Sneed. Really? I'm telling you, she's a hot old waitress now, I tell you. Why would they take everything out of Cracker Barrel? If there's two things in this world I love, it's Cracker Barrel and Chick-fil-A. I tell you, it just Woo! It just feeds my appetite. I'll just stop at Chick-fil-A, get me a couple of chicken sandwiches, and then head on over to the Cracker Barrel and eat me some pie.
What about a can of Skull?
I don't eat the can of Skull till I get back in my truck. Then I eat me a can of Skull. I eat a whole can of Skull. Yeah. That stuff just, it doesn't go good with pie. It goes okay with a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but it don't go good with the pie. I'm just telling you. It's just not the same. It's not the same. I don't think Edith likes me to chew tobacco. I don't think she likes it at all. I just don't think she likes it. What about Sweener? Whatever happened to Sweener? I have an announcement for Sneed. I haven't told anybody. Jams 102 Saturday Night House Party, New Year's Eve edition, which is not on a Saturday night, is going to be held. And guess who's coming on the show? Sweener. We have lined up an interview with Sweener, and we're throwing where the party is at. Sweener's going to be there, so I'm going to interview her. In fact, they asked me to provide music for this party, so that's what I'm doing. I'm taking the show on the road to this party. Did you know that, Taylor?
I did not. Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. We'll be promoting it more this next week. But
if I'm not working, I will broadcast live from the Parks Family New Year's Eve party.
The Parks Family New Year's Eve. Well, let's see. Y'all will be in bed at 9:30. So
we usually stay up for the balls to drop.
For the balls to drop?
Yeah.
I'll give you. You can say that. I won't mess with your First Amendment right. You can say balls on the radio.
Robinator not working today.
No. The Robinator would not react to balls. The Robinator would react only to things far worse and far more vulgar, which will be. We may need to use the Robinator here in just a couple of minutes, though, because we have a very good topic number one today. Topic number one today on SoapBox Talk is Duck-Dynasty controversy. Nothing like living in Kentucky and dealing with this issue. We're going to tackle it here in just a couple of minutes. Also, coming up on today's show, boy, I tell you, we are just picking out the topics today. We're going to be talking about.
Is it Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays?
Is it Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays? Is it white Santa or yellow, black, purple, whatever he wants to be Santa? What is it?
Santa.
What is it to you? That's what we want to know. Those are the questions that we're asking. That's what we're talking about today.
Santa on Weight Watchers.
Santa, yeah. Any Santa you wanted?
Vegetarian Santa.
Vegetarian Santa. Any Santa that you want it to be. Is that right? Or we're making Kelly's Fox comments about Santa being white. Right. We'll talk all about it. It's coming up. It's the Soapbox reincarnated this morning. On the new Buzz 101.
I want to be reincarnated as Chaz Bono.
Yeah, right. Here we go. The Soapbox Talk, topic number one.
Thank Marge.
Duck-Dynasty Gate is next. This is America's best music from today and the 2K. And today.
Sun kiss shining, back road flying, singing like crazy. No place to go, all we needed was a radio.
This is the all-new Buzz 101. Finally, a radio station that plays everything that makes you move around the globe and into your home. This is WBLZ Cincinnati. Welcome to the new Jams 102, a Gizmo Media station.
Mrs. Claus needs a new pair of shoes. Can I borrow the sleigh?
Sure, honey. Remember, be careful of what happened last time. Don't lose the keys. Rudolph, turn up the GPS.
Yes. Thanks, honey. Time to crank up Santa 103.
Uh-oh, time to crank up the bank account.
Get on your soapbox and tell us what you think. This is the Soapbox Talk Channel 104. Welcome back. It is SoapBox Talk Sunday.
Election Day 2016, big show. It's going to be epic.
Taylor's just trying to talk to me, which you all heard the very when he goes, "Hey, Rich." They heard that on the air because I still had you plugged through the board. But yes, it is going to be epic on 2016, I guess. Why, Taylor?
Because the big show will be doing the poll returns.
He's already ready for this to happen with complete commentary live from Babalu. Yes, we'll start promoting this. We'll start promoting this now.
We'll have our politician cousin Reagan on the show.
That ought to be good. That ought to be good. Yes, and we might even have Aunt Carol on the show for all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would.
And Sneed will have Jim Lair in the bunker.
And he'll have Wolf Blitzer in the bunker too because Wolf Blitzer.
I have a quick breaking news alert.
Oh no! What is it? What is it, Wolf?
Phil Robertson has been suspended from Duck-Dynasty.
Yeah, it's a little bit of breaking news for you there, ladies and gentlemen. It happened a couple of days ago, and it has this country in a flurry. Depending on where you sit, in terms of your beliefs, either some people think it was a horrible travesty of law, or some people think that A&E was justified in their decision. And so
others are just trying to argue that marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman.
Look, you can say marriage is between a man and a woman, but please don't bring in vulgar, vile comments.
Stop talking about like an anus or something.
Yeah. Stop talking about your body parts. And don't say that.
Talking about being gay is up there with bestiality.
Yeah. Well, not only that. Here's the ironic thing about it all. They compared homosexuality with he compared it with terrorism. I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, most terrorists. Most jihadists, most terrorists that have done, that kind of take that angle on things, they're against homosexuality too. So I just don't see the connection there. Just a thought.
Probably the most loved man in reality TV has become the most hated in 1 week.
I wouldn't say he's become hated. No, I'm not going to say that. I think he's become the most controversial. He has many supporters.
I passed the Jersey Shore test.
Yeah. He has many supporters out there. Many people like him. But that's part of the problem is that, they claim to like him. The problem is here's the thing. This is about, we keep hearing, it was the same thing with the whole Chick-fil-A thing. We keep hearing about free speech. And keep in mind, Taylor and I are both Southern Baptists, so we're not exactly... we weren't exactly raised staunch liberals. But I
was supporting Bush during both his terms.
I was a Reagan Republican.
That was because both of his opponents were complete idiots.
I was a Reagan Republican at one time. But you know what happened is the Republican Party, I felt the Republican Party left me when they started taking on all these bizarre topics that, the original Republican Party was about freedoms and would have never Gerald Ford would have it was at his when he died, when he passed away, they talked about how he would support issues that people just be themselves, who they want to be in this country. He would not be divided on all these far right wing issues, so to speak. Ronald Reagan, I think in many cases would have been the same way. Let's see who else. Oh, Dick Cheney, one of the biggest conservatives out there, has a gay daughter, has openly said he supports gay marriage. I don't know why they haven't lynched Dick Cheney for that, but look, we live in a country that has become so. It's either you go to church on Sunday morning and you praise Jesus, or forget about it. You're with the other people that support sin, and it's not that way. It is not that way at all. It's not that way.
Westboro thinks that way.
Well, this is very, ironically, this is very Westboro-ish to me.
Yeah, it is.
His comments were very Westboro-ish.
Except
God hates gay people. Basically, that's what he said. They're going to burn in hell. He compared them to bestiality. He said that they were terrorists. I'm sorry, but the last time I checked, I did not know of any. I don't know of any gay people that are in bestiality. Anybody I know that I've never heard of, but I do know a couple of farm boys here in Kentucky that I've heard some rumors about and know about. My point is this guy these comments were just, I'm sorry, idiotic.
I mean, this makes me think about a year ago when Kirk Cameron made some comments on Piers Morgan Tonight.
But to me, this isn't even a gay issue. Yes,
yeah.
We know Kirk Cameron is anti-gay. This is, another one. God, And
I still think he's awesome, despite that.
Yeah, well, Kirk Cameron is entitled to his beliefs. I don't think that Kirk Cameron has been fired from any jobs. I've seen Kirk Cameron say some pretty off-the-wall things. I've never seen him say anything to the extent of what Phil Robertson said. And keep in mind, A&E did not suspend this man because of his comments about gays. People think that. Because everything is when it comes to the Christians, everything that the gays say is them trying to bring down the Christians. I'm sorry, I have many friends I have friends who are gay. I will openly say it. Everybody knows it. My pastor knows it. I've never known one of them who has even said that. Many of them go to church themselves. Many of them are God-fearing, loving people of God. They love God. I don't know many of them that are anti-Christian at all. But it's all about this, but it's the attack on. I'm sorry, he made comments about African Americans. I mean, technically, if you're a drunkard, he made a comment about you. Have you ever been drunk in your life? Guess what? You're going to hell, according to Phil Robertson. These are the types of things that A&E, and this is what we're going to hear over the next couple of days.
If that were the case, then every single person that comes into UDF and buys beer is probably going to hell.
According to Phil Robertson. But then he prefaces it, after he gets in a little bit of trouble, he comes out with this release. He says, he tried to soften it up. Well, you can't soften it up. You use vile language. You use vulgar language. The First Amendment, freedom of speech. I'm so sick of the freedom of speech card. It just irritates me. Look, the freedom of speech, the First Amendment of our Constitution was there for what reason? To protect us against the government. It never said anything about protecting us from being able to say stupid crap on our job.
In a magazine interview.
In a magazine interview for a network that you represent.
Yeah, I mean...
That is not protection under First Amendment. The Christian right, and I got in trouble on Facebook last night because we have family members who are extremely, are very conservative and very Republican, and that's fine. I'm not in that same vein anymore. I was once a Republican. My family used to joke that I was the Alex P. Keaton of the family. In fact, I don't even
know what I am because I'm thinking about voting for Chris Christie in 2015.
Well, I know, and that's fine. I like Chris Christie. I do, but I also like, I'm not crazy about Barack Obama. I'll go ahead and say that. I have supported many of his things in the past. I think his whole Obamacare debacle has left me kind of wondering, but I don't think Obamacare is such a bad thing. We're
talking about Obamacare right now, and on CNN,
they're talking about Obamacare.
Yeah, how
does that happen? But anyway, my point is your First Amendment rights to freedom of speech are not protected by you saying something stupid on the job. If Sarah Palin walks into McDonald's, Taylor, and somebody comes up and makes comments about her being a vile heterosexual and an evil Christian, what's she going to do? Is she going to say those are your first? No, she's not going to say donuts. She's going to say, are those your First Amendment rights? I could almost hear her say it. Are those your First Amendment rights? That you can say that on there. You can say that to me. Those are your First Amendment rights. You can say that to me, because that's what she said about Phil Robertson. Mind you, a few weeks earlier, Martin Bashir was fired for making comments about Sarah Palin in which Sarah Palin called for him to be fired. That, my friends, is a hypocrisy. That is hypocritical. You can't have it both ways. You can't say, okay, this person should be fired because he made comments which support our stance on gay marriage about how sick and vile homosexuality is. But if somebody says anything about Sarah Palin, they should be fired. You can't have it both ways.
No.
Do these people not think? I don't think they do. I think they just, and again, we are Southern Baptists ourselves, not to label us, but Many in our family don't subscribe to the same beliefs that a lot of other people do. We think God loves everybody. We think that Jesus was a peacemaker, and that Jesus sat down with people that were different with him, and he did not, that this kind of rhetoric would not go on. We almost think it's against what Jesus tells us to do, to spew hatred, or to be mean to people, or to be mean-spirited, or to even support someone who would make comments like that. But I will give you this: he has the right to say it. But I've owned radio stations. I own a network of these stations that are on this, and that are on our network on the Spreaker. I own that. And I will tell you that if somebody came on and made those kind of statements on any of my stations, they would be gone. There would be no consideration whatsoever. They wouldn't even be suspended. They would be gone. And now, this morning...
You need to draw the line when you are backing a certain group. There's a difference between free speech and hate speech.
Yeah. Free speech and hate speech are two totally different things. And really what he said was no different than if Westboro Baptist stands up on a corner and holds up a sign that says God hates fags. It's no different.
Exactly.
Because that's what he said. He said they were going to hell. I'm glad Phil Robertson is God. I'm glad many on the Christian right who get up and go to church on Sunday morning are God. I'm glad that they know exactly what God would do about this situation, that God channels through them and tells them, you should use hate on somebody, because my son was sent to this world to tell you not to use hate, but to use peace. It just makes me mad. I'm sorry. The New Testament says, judge not lest you be judged. The New Testament says, love your neighbor as yourself. It says, extend an olive branch. It does not say anything about hate. In fact, Jesus never said anything about homosexuality in the Bible. If you can find it, show it to me. I'd like to see it. Pull your Bible out, read it, and show it to me. What I'm saying...
What I want to know is why Phil Robertson... Now, I totally agree that the right actions were taken. I don't get is why Phil Robertson gets punished, but then we have Westboro Baptist Church that does this stuff even worse than him.
Well, there's a difference.
And they're still a church.
Well, there's a difference because, good point. That's a good point. Because in our Constitution, we have a thing called separation of church and state, which, in my honest opinion, people on the far right don't understand. They say, our country was founded on Judeo-Christian principles. Yes, our country was.
It was.
But our country was also founded on the belief that you could be whatever religion, whatever sexuality, whatever, believe in whatever you want to believe in. That is supposed to be the tenet and the great thing about our society. And people get so wrapped up in trying to... I'm sorry, but if our country were the way that some of these people want our country to be, I'd be moving to Canada. I love America. I'm an American. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love America.
I would not go anywhere near where Rob Ford's from. I'm sorry.
That might be a good point. But look, seriously, no, I love our country. Don't get me wrong, because now I'm going to get people who are going to say, well, then move to Canada. Look, you cannot force your beliefs on other people in our country.
You're going to be on CNC for saying that.
Our country, right. Our country, I'm going to be on Fox News. Our country is based on the fact that we should be able to be who we want to be. That's our Constitution. Utah, perfect example. Utah the other day, the Supreme Court in Utah, a Mormon faith, which, by the way, I have a good friend who's a Mormon. I was just talking to them prior to the second taping of this show, who told me many Mormons share the same belief that you and I do. But in Utah, same-sex marriage was ratified by their Supreme Court. By their Supreme Court, not because it's unconstitutional. And I keep hearing this stuff, well, if you do that, you might as well say two dogs can marry. And you go on, really? Come on. No, look. Who really gives a crap? I live in Kentucky. I've seen people marry two dogs before. Seriously. Like,
speaking of
I don't get it.
Human-like things with dogs, my sister was just talking about when our dog Angel died. She wants to bury her in a real cemetery.
Well, I would believe that Emma would say that. I know. And Angel is like 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. And she loves her Uncle Rich. She does. And I miss her. Yeah. I haven't got to see her. But anyway, look, I'm not trying to preach. I'm not anti-Christian. I am a Christian, in fact. But I believe I get so mad because people get mad at me on, I have friends on the religious. I have lots of friends that run the gamut. I have gay friends. I have straight friends. I have Christian friends. I have non-Christian friends. I'm a churchgoer. And I don't share the same beliefs that but Jesus was different. So
that's what Jesus was different. That is the reason why there's so many people that don't have anything to do with any type of religion.
Yeah,
because they think that's how all Christians are.
Yeah. No, Westboro Baptist, they're not affiliated with a business. So Westboro Baptist has every single right to do whatever they want on any street corner anytime they want to do it. And I would actually support. As much as I hate to say it. And I hate their, and I think these people need to go away. They have the right to say what they want to say, but they don't have the right to come on my show and say it, or any of my stations and say it.
Yeah, just to let you know, if you ever booked an interview with a member of Westboro Baptist Church,
it would never happen.
I would ticket the studio.
It would never happen. I might choose to interview, since Bill Hemmer is from the Natty and from the West Side and went to the high school down the road from me. I might choose to interview him, though, and I might want to talk to him about his host, Megyn Kelly, on Fox News. We're going to tackle that topic coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Also on the show today, political correctness regarding Happy Holidays or Merry Christmas. What do you think about that? Do you think that people should be forced to... I do not like Merry Xmas. I will give you that. But do you think people should be... allowed to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or any of that stuff? That's coming up as well. We're having...
Say whatever the hell you want.
I think you should be able to just... Yeah, we're on the topic of free speech. And I was going to go to a break, and we're having some technical issues with our system. But yeah, say whatever you want to say. You are certainly allowed to do that. This is a free country, but you cannot expect to go to a place of employment and call somebody a name or call them vile names or insult. Look, it's about ratings and revenue when it comes to things like A&E or our network of stations or CNN or Fox News or anything. And if you're going to go on there and you're going to say something that's going to offend a large portion of the audience, and it's going to affect your bottom line, they're gonna because that's what it's about in media. It's about ratings and revenue. It has everything to do with that. People are saying, "Well, they're gonna just land on another network." I have news for you guys.
Fox News, maybe
they might end up on Fox News, which, by the way, is owned by Rupert Murdoch and the Fox networks.
Even if it's a political talk show,
who happens to own some of the most liberal talk and newspapers in England.
He's British.
He's in England, yes. This man doesn't just run conservative news. Rupert Murdoch is the same. Rupert Murdoch. Piers Morgan worked for a liberal newspaper. He ran a liberal newspaper in England. It was owned by Rupert Murdoch. Fox News Channel and the regular Fox Channel. Fox News is very right-wing, very conservative, but Fox Television Network...
they have Glee.
They had two men kissing on their show last year, which that's fine, and that's their prerogative. And
Victoria Jackson,
another
crazy nut, got angry about.
Well, I know, but people are entitled to their opinions. That's my point. People are entitled to their opinions. People are not entitled to take their opinions and spew hatred for one thing at their place of employment and not expect repercussions. Our First Amendment rights guarantee us the right to free speech. We cannot face prosecution because of persecution that once took place in England. You could not say what you wanted over there. So we came to America. You could not practice religion the way that you wanted. Over there, you had to be a member of the Church of England. You came to America, you could be whatever you wanted to be. That's the whole point. Read your Constitution, people, and stop bitching. I'm sorry. We're done with this topic. We'll be right back with Merry Christmas Gate next. It is the big show.
No, it's not.
It is the Sunday morning SoapBox on Gizmo Channel 104. I'm in trouble. This is America's best music from today and the 2K.
And I pray someday that you
and today.
Sun kiss shining, back road flying, singing like crazy.
Practice now.
No place to go, all we
It's your conversation. Get on your soapbox and tell us what you think. This is the SoapBox Talk Channel 104.
Are you there? Are you there, Taylor?
Yes.
I'm sorry. We are back. It is Sunday morning soapbox. I am Uncle Rich. He is Taylor.
Merry Christmas, Rich.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Or shall I say, happy holidays?
Yes, which is another topic that we're gonna jump into real quick. Look, nothing wrong with Merry Christmas. Nothing wrong with Happy Holidays, in my opinion.
I think this started a few weeks ago at a store. I think it was at a Walmart somewhere. I forget where.
Yeah,
a Salvation Army lady supposedly got punched for wishing a lady happy holidays.
She got punched? Well, it's Walmart.
Yes.
I mean, it's Walmart. You never know what to expect at Walmart. So you should just go in there and you should know you're heading into Walmart. You should just say Merry Christmas. I would go with a Merry Christmas in a Walmart.
Especially the crazy people that are in Walmart.
Yeah. But that, and then it suddenly became a hot topic on our on Fox News.
Our favorite
network. Should it be Merry Christmas? Should it be Happy? And Sarah Palin, of course. Sarah, we love her too. She had to chime in on the whole thing and say that it's an attack on the American Christian people to say Happy Holidays and not Merry Christmas. I don't know what Alaskan rock she was born under, but don't we say Happy Holidays because Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's fall within a 3-week period of each other normally.
And Thanksgiving.
And Thanksgiving is in there too within a month, 6 weeks, and then when you got Kwanzaa. So you have 5 holidays in a 2-month period, and it has to be all about Christmas. I have many a good Jewish friend, and I will tell you that they don't celebrate. A lot of them do celebrate Christmas, actually. They still exchange gifts. They want their kids to see the fun, but they understand the difference. But I have many Jewish friends, and they have Hanukkah. Are you gonna say you can't say Happy Hanukkah in America because of the fact that it's your Merry Christmas? I don't get the logic in all this. I really don't.
Yeah, I did shows when I was I did a lot of shows up in Blue Ash. Side players.
Yep.
And a lot of the people that I did shows with there were Jewish.
Yeah, it's Blue Ash. Yeah. Nothing against. I mean. We've done Blue Ash Idol many times. We have, and there are a lot of Jewish people in that Sycamore School District area, which is great. And but you have Jewish friends, right? Taylor, you need to force them to tell you Merry Christmas. I'm just telling you.
I wouldn't even bother.
Look, we say Happy Holidays, not we say Happy Holidays not because it's an attack on the Christian right. We say Happy Holidays because there's 5 holidays in a 2-month period.
Exactly.
That's in America. That's why we say Happy Holidays. Get over it. Again, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why can't people just be nice to each other? Why, again, do we have to take something and make it an attack on anybody? It does not have to be an attack on Christians. It should not be an attack on... Look, and I'm not again, let me reiterate, I'm not attacking the Christian right. I will tell you one thing that I hate. I hate the expression Merry Xmas. When I see Merry Xmas, it upsets me. But I'm not going to go all ballistic about it, but it upsets me because, yes, Christmas to me is about Christ, and yes, you're taking the Christ out of Christmas. My mother told me that when I was a kid. I have always fostered that belief. My mother was a very liberal mind, but a great Christian woman, a great example to me. So, look, no, I don't think making it an X. I don't think that that's right. Now, that's just my personal opinion. Other people may have an opinion. Other people may not be so connected with the church, or they may be atheists, or they may be whatever. But that's the great thing about our country is that in this little conclave of ours, this 360 million people country that we have here, we're allowed to think and believe what we want.
Yeah.
Get over it. Happy holidays. More coming up.
Merry Christmas, Rich.
Merry Christmas. More coming up. It is. we tackle White Santa.
Merry Christmas.
We tackle
Kiss
White.
my ass. Kiss his ass. Kiss your ass. Happy Hanukkah.
Taylor, you're fired.
Is America's best music from today and the 2K.
And mine. And I pray someday that you
And today.
sun kiss shining, back road flying, singing like crazy. No place to go, all we near was the radio.
This is the all-new Buzz 101.
Hello, welcome back to Sunday Morning Soapbox. I am Uncle Rich.
You just run a Buzz 101 promo.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. Well, I have to. I'll run another promo. I'll run a Santa 103 River promo next because the river's coming up.
Yes.
Not that I have an official promo for the river, but I do have one that identifies.
Have you been working on uploading the music for that?
I have.
The top secret music?
I've been looking at it, going, I need to upload this music before Taylor kicks my butt. Yeah.
Because if it's not uploaded by 8 a.m.
Yeah, well, uploading it basically means dubbing it to, getting it ready for, taking it from one package and putting it into another so that it can play in our system here. But
don't say package on the show. Joe will say.
I'll get in trouble for that too, right? And besides that, we're speaking of package, we're going to address Disney Gate. That's going to be our final topic tonight because Taylor once again and I, it's like we're a prophecy. So we have Santa Gate and we have Disney Gate because we talked about Disney last week and we talked about a couple of upstanding stars from the show. And lo and behold, the next day, nude photos come out of the sky. So we're going to talk about that here in just a couple of minutes as well. And I want to thank Robin and Taylor for going, hey, Rich, the other day on the Big Show, go ahead, just take a look at those pictures. I'm like, I don't want to look at those pictures. Just go ahead and look. Take a look. Okay. Anyway, so let's tackle topic number 3. Topic number 3, it's kind of made me feel like this kid is only, 21, 22 years old?
Well, he's a legal drinker.
He's a legal drinker, so it makes it okay to look at his crotch photo, right? Anyway, so let's move on. Let's move on to White Santa, shall we?
I think there's some sort of blog post or something. I don't know the whole thing.
Yeah, Fox News. Megyn Kelly, who
Santa is not.
I used to really lie. I actually used to like Megyn Kelly. I'm getting to the point I don't like. It's because they moved her from a news block where she basically delivered the news to a block where you think she's giving her own personal opinion and weighing in on things. And in many ways she is. But again, keep in mind this is Fox News, and they want. I mean, I've known. Look, there are liberal people that work at Fox News. They're not always told to deliver the news that way. I also have news for you on that front. But Megyn Kelly now has taken the Sean Hannity 8 o'clock spot, the coveted 8 o'clock spot on Fox News, and made a comment the other day based on a blog and said, children, just so you know, Santa and Jesus were both white. Now, I don't know if anybody knows about the middle. I don't know if, let's talk about Jesus. I don't know if anybody knows. I've never known a white person to come from that part of the world ever in my life. Well, yeah, the Middle East. They tend to not be Caucasian like we are Caucasian here in America or in Canada or in Britain. That just doesn't. It would be a true miracle of God, which is possible that it could have happened. Jesus could have been born white, but I'm just saying his parents were not. So it really, it would have been a true miracle. But I'm just saying Jesus.
Even if you look at the pictures of people draw, Jesus with a beard and long hair.
Here's.
He does not look extremely pale white.
But even if you look at the pictures, I think of the Last Supper picture where he's breaking bread amongst his brothers. I look at that. His brothers, by the way, which were many had been drunkards. Amongst other things, just get back to the whole friggin' Phil Robertson thing. But Jesus had a way of reaching out to those who were sinners and having them follow his way. And it wasn't by putting them down. But that's just my point. Anyway, and that's not to say anybody's a sinner either. You better clarify that, because you got to be so careful when you say things anymore. But anyway, so she says white Santa. Kids, just so you know. Now, could you imagine if there were by chance any African American children watching Fox News at that moment? Could you imagine their facial expression if, in fact, they didn't believe in white Santa, they believed in black Santa?
Yeah.
Or if they had a black Santa. Probably one of the most insensitive comments that I've seen made in a long time. And it was about Santa Claus. And let's keep in mind that this is about Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. There has been many a theory about Santa Claus and his existence over the years. And I will personally say I believe. But I will also say that I think the great thing about Santa Claus is that Santa Claus is a miracle amongst himself, and he can be whatever you want him to be. He does not need to be white Santa. Jesus doesn't need to be white Jesus. Last time I checked, it was about saving souls, not friggin' what color his skin was. I just could not believe it. I literally about fell out of my chair when I saw it. Like, I have seen a lot. Miley Cyrus's twerking was nothing compared to Megyn Kelly's comment. How dare her? How dare her even go and try to suggest that people need to follow this Anglo-Saxon Protestant way of thinking that everybody has to be like them or believe like them. I got news for you, Megyn Kelly. We have a purple Santa on our mantle. It's made out of cloth. It's kind of purple. And Santa, I think Santa's whatever. I think Santa is like Jesus. He's whatever you wish him to believe, and wherever you find your heart, let it lead you there. Don't try to make someone believe that you have to believe whatever you say. And so, but yes, Megyn her comments were just crazy. What do you think about? You haven't really weighed in much on that one, Taylor. Were you all struck? I
don't understand why people have to fight about it.
Yeah, I know. You know what? And I kind of agree. I think it's a ridiculous argument. Why do you have to fight about whether or not Jesus is white or not? Why do you have to fight about whether or not Jesus was white or not? I'm just my point. My point is, if Jesus came out of the Middle East, a completely white man, I would probably be more shocked than he walked on when. Yeah, I mean, no. I mean, I'm sorry. I just don't buy it that people can be like that. That they can try to tell people that they have to believe that something is whatever that someone wants it to. You know.
Yeah, according to Megyn Kelly, Jesus stayed inside his house all the time and
didn't do anything. But hey, if that's what Megyn Kelly wants to believe, let her believe it. Mm-hmm. You know. But I just know that I've heard parents have to tell me, or not tell me, but I've heard parents have to describe via different ways or in different places or whatever, that they had to explain to their children why Santa wasn't a white guy or was a white guy. That shouldn't have to happen. And you want to say you didn't want to talk about the whole. Now I will give you something. Well, some may question the existence of Santa. We cannot question the existence of Jesus. We know he existed, but we also know he was born in the Middle East, and so
to a virgin.
Huh? Yeah, to a virgin. Yeah. So. In a barn. In a barn. Yeah, that is a miracle in itself. But by the same token, let's not forget that he was born in the Middle East. I mean, really, it's just this whole thing is just kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous to be fighting over. Why do we have to hate? Why can't we just love each other and agree not to agree? That's my big point. It's SoapBox Talk coming up. We tackled everything but Disneygate. We'll be right back. Stay close.
This is Mrs. Claus, and when I want to get ready for the holidays, I put on my earbuds, get a mani-pedi, and listen to Santa 103. This is Mrs. Claus, and when I want to get ready for the holidays, I put on my earbuds, get a mani-pedi, and listen to Santa 103.
We are back at SoapBox Talk Sunday morning, now turned into afternoon. This is the second part of the show. We did the first part earlier, and we had to redo it. We had somebody unplugged my mic. Didn't want me talking about Duck-Dynasty Gate. Anyway, finally, Taylor and I kind of have a way of talking about things and then eerily something happening. For example, last week, we talked about the Mars rover. We talked to Rover on the Big, Big, Big Show. Suddenly there was a code red on the International Space Station. Then we had a conversation about Kim Jong-un on the show. And within an hour, he had beheaded it or had his uncle killed. And then last Sunday, we were talking about how respectful we are of Demi Lovato and the changes she's made. Hold on. Avery is in the house, which is a scary thing in itself. And so
welcome to the soapbox, Avery.
Welcome to the soapbox. He's 2. We were talking about last week about Demi Lovato, got on the topic of Joe Jonas and the whole I was wearing my purity ring, but I really wasn't a virgin topic. I smoked marijuana with Miley when she was 15 and Demi when she was 18 topic. And we were saying, it's nice to see that these people are talking about at least having a dialogue about maybe some bad choices that they made in their life. Hence, we talk about 2 of Disney's biggest stars over the past 10 years, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. We talk about how Dylan and Cole, one of them, I think it was Dylan, although he probably got fired for freedom of expression. I just wonder what Disney would have done. Anyway, we were talking about how these 2 kids seem to turn out pretty seemingly normal in this day and age. So Monday,
not so fast.
Or actually Tuesday, because Monday we didn't have a show. Tuesday we go on the Big, Big, Big Show. First thing that gets said to me is, "What about Dylan Sprouse's nude pics?" I'm like, "What?" I knew nothing about it. And it turns out that he had a girlfriend who got mad at Dylan and leaked his pictures to posted them on Tumblr, which is the site we use, one of our main pages for promoting this show. And so they leaked pictures, and to Dylan's credit, he stood there, and they're like, "Hey, Rich, why don't you?" I said, "I feel I'm a little old to be looking at a young man's private parts, and I wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable with that anyway." And they said, "Well, why don't you just go and look, just so you know what we're talking about?" So I go and I check, and he's standing in a pair of underwear, which is very normal for a guy to do. I don't think it's so bad. I mean, it's not the worst thing for somebody to see you in your underwear. I'm serious. I mean, it is if you're Anthony Weiner. It is if you're Anthony Weiner, then it is. But any other, people see people in their underwear. It does happen. People are probably going to think I'm totally off base with it. But no, I'm just saying, people, you're in your underwear. It's not like you're showing everything. Your family jewels are not, but not hanging out there. But anyway, so then there's another picture, and he's got his hand. It reminded me kind of the Adam Levine pictures that were taken a couple of years ago, very tactfully so. What was that for? It was for some sort of charity. And he had his hands over his private parts, and there were ads everywhere. I mean, you saw this everywhere. That's really kind of what this picture was. You did not really see. You saw a little piece of skin that, I'm sure was his, private part. But he was covering it up with his hands, which probably in Dylan Sprouse's case was pretty smart, because if you're gonna take a picture, I wouldn't suggest, he's probably thinking, this could get, I'm sure he had to be thinking something, because he was covering it up. He didn't want, I'm sure he had to think, I either don't want this.
He didn't want people to see his third testicle.
And which he joked about later online. But look, he did something completely different than what a lot of people do. It was photoshopped. That wasn't me. Play the denial card. Instead, he came out and said, yes.
Yeah, they're mine, but I didn't mean to leak them.
They're mine.
Somebody hacked my computer.
I sent them to an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And in the privacy of my own home. And she got mad and decided to reveal them to the entire world. I am not going to deny they are mine. I'm not going to deny that I made a huge mistake, but I made a huge mistake in trusting someone. A big admission.
What would you do if your ex-wife did something like that?
Well, first of all, I would have never sent an ex. I would not take a dirty. I would not do that. That would. They say it's very common these days for kids to do that. That scares me. I mean, personally. If pictures of me leaked, they would definitely be photoshopped. Although I did joke the other day online. I said I had because apparently Dylan Sprouse got like 200,000 followers within 24 hours of this leaked picture, which showed basically a few hairs and a little bit of skin. I mean, nothing really that controversial. But, it's kind of scary to think that something can get out. Because, all the teenage girls were like, oh, my God, Dylan Sprouse, but he got 200,000. My eyes. I think parents need to be more concerned about their kids seeing something like that. But it really wasn't that. I don't think it was. It just really wasn't that. It was not as revealing as what people might have thought at all, in any way, shape, or form. But my point was Taylor and I have a way of talking about these things and then something happening. So who knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Cracker Barrel will probably stop selling. Duck-Dynasty products, is what I predict.
They already did.
I know, I'm being a smart aleck. Walmart, man. I know Walmart. That's not going to happen with Walmart. Walmart's not going to do anything that's going to affect. But
if they did, last minute Christmas shopping will be a lot easier.
Yes. All them people in the But yeah, exactly. But you would think that Cracker Barrel would target the same audience, but clearly Cracker Barrel. But
no, Cracker Barrel is mostly old people that are about 2 weeks away from death.
Come
and
on.
myself.
Come on.
Because I love Cracker Barrel.
Last year I got a Cracker Barrel card for Christmas, a gift card. One of my gifts from somebody. So
did Linda give it to you? Yes,
Linda gave it to me. Yes. And it was awesome. But now it was interesting. I was talking to my Mormon friend. I was telling you I had a discussion with a Mormon friend of mine who said a lot of people in the Mormon church share my thoughts and feelings as well this morning. And he was telling me, it was Anthony, they were going to the Bengals game and they were dropping Avery off. And he was actually saying that he agrees pretty much with the whole angle on that. Oh, what else was I going to tell you? He said something else that I thought was very, very, very interesting about Cracker Barrel. He said, what's really odd about that whole thing is that, and Michelle said the same thing, our friend Michelle said the same thing, what's really odd is that they're sort of known for having that Chick-fil-A theme going on. And so I thought it was very bold of them to make that decision to pull the Duck Dynasty merchandise, which, from my understanding, it's not all Duck Dynasty. It's only anything with a Phil Robertson image, because they don't want to give out the idea that. But here's the bottom line: and we'll close the show with this thought: if they would not have made this choice to suspend this man, if you think the outcry is big now, it's nothing compared to what it would have been. A&E would have lost their collective butt on this one, because there would have been such a rally on the part of African Americans, drunks, and homosexuals that we would have not seen, A&E would not have seen the light. Advertisers would have just pounced off the network. We're not hearing about that. Are we hearing about that at this hour? And that's what was the bottom line. We're not hearing that advertisers are dropping their advertising from this network, and you're not going to hear that. And you're not going to see Duck Dynasty on another network. That's just my prediction. Don't think it's going to happen. Nobody wants to take on controversy like that, and why take the chance unless...
I do.
Yeah, well, I know you do, Marge, but then you like men with beards, right? Right?
I don't support Phil.
You don't support Phil, or you don't support filth? One of the
Phil.
Oh, you don't support. Oh, so you do. Oh, well, I was going to say, because you used to have a policy when you owned the Reds before you died that beards were not a good thing. So I would think you would not support Phil and his beard. But nonetheless, again, to me, it's not about a person having freedom of speech. It is about a person having freedom. You can say whatever you want. You have the right to not.
As long as you don't make yourself look like a complete idiot.
No. You can say whatever you want, even if you make yourself look like a complete idiot. You cannot say what you want in the company of employment, in the context of your employment, and say whatever you want and not expect to get fired, because your First Amendment rights protect you from being prosecuted based on freedom of speech. Hence, Westboro Baptist. They can say whatever they want. It doesn't involve their employment or the KKK or any of those other, in my opinion, those are sick and vile groups. But they can say whatever they want. It doesn't involve their employment. But when you work for a company like A&E or McDonald's or Burger King or Gizmo Media or Clear Channel or CBS, UDF, you do not have the right to insult another person like that, because they stood to lose a lot more by not suspending him than they did by not suspending him. That's the bottom line. And the bottom line was money. They did a cost analysis and decided it was not worth it. So that's the soapbox talk for today. You can always leave a comment.
We have a big week.
Oh, we do. Let's tell everybody about that real quick. Let's do that real quick.
And, Monday, I guess we're going to do a special show with Christmas music.
We will be doing Christmas music for the next couple of days. We're going to do a Buzz Country Christmas show. Yes, correct. We are. On the big show on Buzz Country. And then we'll be playing holiday music as well on Santa 103, which will soon be...
River 103.
Right. A new format is coming up.
And I am so excited about this.
Yeah, this station is going to sound... We love all our stations. This is another one that's going to sound, in my opinion, really good. And people are going to like. I think people are going to be a little surprised by the choice.
And that launches Thursday morning, Thursday morning, December 26th.
At 8 a.m. And
8 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, Taylor will be doing the launch, and then I will be on the air at 11 a.m. right after that on the same station.
And at 11 a.m. that same day, I will be doing a special show where I count down the top 40 songs on Buzz 101.
On Buzz 101, our country station.
2013.
Yes. And
then next Sunday... on the Soapbox, we do a very special edition where we talk about some of the biggest news stories of 2013.
Yes.
From the Boston bombing, the whole Boston lockdown.
Yes. Pop culture issues of the day. It's generally...
Miley Cyrus and Robin Gate.
Yeah, and what continues to be Duck-Dynasty Gate, because it probably will be one of the bigger stories of the year, even though it just popped up this past week. Personally, the Farmer's Almanac, I have some issues with them. Their prediction that we're going to have a cruel and brutal winter. It was 70 here yesterday. I'm not saying that's the top story. I'm being sarcastic. But we will tackle the top stories of the week at Soapbox next Sunday. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You can leave an opinion on our Facebook page at any of our stations, the all-new Jams 102, the all-new Buzz 101, on our Twitter pages at My Buzz Country, at My Santa
Tay-On Radio,
at Tay-On Radio, at Rich on Radio. Any of those, let us know what you think.
At Robin on Radio.
At Robin on Radio. At Robin on Radio 1, it is.
At Marge on Radio.
It doesn't exist. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week. This has been Soapbox.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas from Channel 104.